ground floor opportunity. And here's another important thing that we want you to think about. Our message here with Taza de Vita is bigger than the messenger. This message is much bigger than the person. And what the magic of that is that when you've got a message so big, like the world's first organic anti-aging coffee, backed by a Harvard MD and certified anti-aging specialist, that message is so big. The beautiful thing about this is it's a chance for anyone to make it work. Anyone, regardless of their background, can take that message, and that message is so hot, people will lock onto it. So anyone, regardless of what their background, can make this work. Does that make sense? The big message. The message is bigger than the messenger. And so this is the key here. And when we talk about our training, one of the things we want to be focused on is duplication. Because you yourself can't just go out and sell a ton of product. There's only so much you can do in one day. You've only got one mouth, there's only so much that you can do, so you want to get a lot of people doing what you're doing. That's the key to the whole game. If you want to make a lot of money, and you want to build a secure income and a stable income and have that leveraged income, you've got to get a lot of people doing what you're doing, and that's called duplication. Okay? So when you go forward, ground floor opportunity, the message is so big, it doesn't matter what your background is, and your mind is always on duplication. Larry, anything you'd like to add on any of these points as we open? Go to the next one. Okay. Why don't you take this one, Larry?
Sure. You know, I think you want to keep everything very simple because, as I talked about earlier, you want your prospect to say, I can do this. And if I could just expound for us, you want to keep it fun too as well, but let me just relay a story to you that might put this into perspective for you. About 15, 16 years ago, Dr. Kroll created a cassette tape. I'm dating myself now, that I got out. And I worked that business really hard for about 3 years. And 13 years after I stopped working that business, because I was getting out those cassette tapes at the time, I collected a residual income check month after month and year after year for 13 years after I stopped talking about that company. In fact, we had one guy who called me 2 years after he had the tape fall behind the refrigerator, and he was moving, and he listened to the tape, and he joined. So don't underestimate the power of getting these out. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Want to keep things fun and easy, keep it loose. Treat everyone with respect. If someone's not ready, you're looking for people who are open. That's what you're looking for. So you always want to treat people with respect in terms of, showing them the business opportunity. And keep it fun and duplicatable. Anything else you want to add to that, Rick?
I would just say that anything you do will work. Anything you do will work. If you're complicated, it will work. If you keep it simple, it will work. The question is not will it work. The question is how fast will it work? Will it work for other people? And how fast can they make it work? One of the key secrets in networking is your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things over time. And that's what we're going for here. So that's why we want to keep it simple. And Larry mentioned, treat everybody nice, treat everybody with respect, because you never know who your superstar is going to be. You just don't know. Best example I can give you, and some of you have heard me say this, and I've got 100 other examples, but this one sticks out as a vivid example, is that I was making a list when I was joining a company, probably about 10 years ago, and I had a friend who was a real estate developer, and his family was extremely busy. They had just gotten a contract to build a Walmart and a Rite Aid. He had no time. And I was going to prejudge him and not call him, simply because he's too busy. He's not going to do it. I called him, and I was right. He was too busy. But he did give me 3 referrals. He said, call this guy, call this gal, call this guy. And one of the guys that he told me to call, I ended up calling, and he ended up joining my business, and he built an organization of thousands of people. Now, can you imagine in our marketing plan here, and this was in a different company, but in our marketing plan here, $8 times thousands of people, it's called a lot. Right? But the point is, had I prejudged him and not put him down and not called him, never would have found that guy. Never would have found him. So treat everybody nice, treat everybody with respect, treat everyone equal. Just because you know someone, and maybe they're not a business person, it doesn't mean anything. They may know a business person. And I've seen some of the most non-business people be the biggest at this. So anyways, that's all I wanted to share with you with respect to that. Here are some things that are a big deal. These are things that we want to talk about that are a very, very big deal with respect to building the business. Okay? Larry, why don't you take the first one?
Sure. Initial order and auto ship. Auto ship is the glue that holds this business together. It's something that if you're going to build a big business, how many of you are on auto ship now? See your hands. Very good, very good. We're looking for people who get emotionally attached to what we're doing, and that's what we're looking for. I think this product, would you agree this is a product that people will get emotionally attached to? Yeah. Absolutely. You can applaud for that. So this is how you build a rock solid foundation. And yes, I had, as far as referrals, I had one person put $250,000 into my bank account who was a referral. So never underestimate. Anything else you want to add to that with the product, Rick?
Yeah, I would just say to understand this is the foundational principle. Use the product. It may sound overly simplistic, and you might say, well, why does he got a slide like that? Isn't that common knowledge? You'd be amazed at how many people get into a business like this, and they're like, I don't care about the product, I just want to recruit some people and make some money. That's called short-sighted, and that's called 90 days, you'll be out of here. Okay? So use the product, you know. Drink the product once or twice a day. You get those results. You feel better. Your energy's up. You're sleeping better. Whatever. You're now going to have an emotional attachment. And if you do that, duplicate that with people, you've got a very solid, strong organization. And we want people to connect emotionally with the product because sometimes the business, you'll have ups and sometimes you'll have downs. And if someone's having a difficult time with the business, we want to make sure that they're absolutely in love with the product so that they'll stay in there. And there are going to be a lot of people that decide that they're not willing to pay the price to build the business. But if they had a good, positive, emotional product experience, they'll hang in there on the product because of the way the product makes them feel. So it's real important that we do that. This is a foundational principle. We should always be teaching people to use the product. When they sign up, they should always place an initial order. And it could be, you know,